Good morning. This is the fifth video in the series, and I am be talking about two um, two topics today: location and language. I chose to do these two together because they are so closely knit that it would be hard to do two separate videos. A little bit about my background. I'm from a more rural place. I grew up on a farm. There wasn't much, there wasn't a whole lot of people around. It was mostly just family members. And the language we spoke, it was English, but I would probably be categorized as improper English. A lot of, I guess you'd call it jargon, things that we knew what it was when we talked about it, but if you would go talk to somebody else, they probably wouldn't have a clue. Um, Location is so broad, and you'll have so many kids come from different types of um, locations, and what the location heavily influences the language. Because if someone stays in one place long enough, they will start talking like the people that are there, and they will start becoming part of the community. You can see it all around. You can go just small scale, different places in Ohio talk different. If you go from southern Ohio to the Columbus area, there's a big change in language. And if you want to go more national scale, different countries speak different languages. Uh, I know I think it's British in Britain. Uh, if you ask somebody for a faggot, you're actually asking them for a cigarette or a lighter to light their cigarette. So if a person from Britain came here, he'd probably offend people if he was a smoker. And these are just things that people need to be aware of. In some different languages, like in I think Spanish, they don't have words for they don't have like their past tense and their future tenses. They're the same. So language heavily implies on how you think too, and so you gotta watch that. A little bit more smaller scale. Language has built-in stereotypes. It's things that we've grown up with. We don't think about it. We say it. It rolls off the tongue fast and easy. It's something that really is just. It's easy to say. I catch myself doing it all the time. Like, hey, you throw like a girl. Well, like why? That's that's wrong. It's prejudice against women. Some women throw really good. So why are we saying that? Or, I know I catch myself saying, oh man, that teacher's a slave driver. That's racist. It's just things you don't think about, but it's something you need to be aware of. You need to try to think about it and slowly start taking it out of your vocabulary for those smally offensive things that do build up. Um, so some Bennett framework stuff. Responsibility to the world community. That is that's just you. That's being aware. Like I said, you got to be aware of some countries, some places. The the language is different. They either don't account for stuff or they either don't account for it, or they have different words that might be offensive to them. I know in my history class, in my history class, they gave that example of a faggot, and there's other things that people can misconstrue. I took another class, anthropology, where this person, he told a story about it's about a ghost, and the people didn't their vocabulary didn't allow for that. So in the story that he told, the the indigenous people where he was at, they didn't understand, because they never heard of a ghost or spirits or stuff. So the story was really irrelevant to them, and it just goes to show you. I mean, people come from different places. They bring a little bit of where they came from with them, regardless if they want to or not. That's just how everything kind of goes. Another Bennett framework is multiculturally competent teaching. This is where when you're in your classroom, you got to pay attention to what you say. You don't want your students to pick up on bad habits or bad language. So you have to watch what you're saying. Like I said, I always think of, their slave driver, which is wrong. There's many other ones. Even like offensive, not even just our language, but our images. Like, we name our baseball teams the Indians or the Braves, or, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. These could all be construed as offensive to the people that you're trying to represent, because you're stereotyping them. I know if you think of a Cleveland Indian, you think of their mascot he's like an Indian with a red face and one feather sticking up and a headband. I mean, it opens the gates to places that aren't they're just not places we want to go. We're trying to head away from that. We're trying to not resegregate. We want to bring everybody together. And with that, you got to watch your language, because it can possibly tear people apart. So I think that's all I got for today. Stay tuned for another video later on in the week.